So let's get into this review, and let me just say this is the movie goes by too fast. It should have been longer. The scene where Ash has to let go his Butterfree isn't even heartwarming or sad because when his Pokemon evolve, it goes by so fast that you can hardly feel anything. And I do get that maybe they just didn't have much time, but I think they could have made this movie longer. And something else is Team Rocket did not need to be in this movie. They didn't even, I'm going to say this later, but they didn't even meet up with Ash. There was nothing for them to do. There was no point for them to be in this movie because they do literally nothing. And I don't know, they were really that funny, but they're still funny, but nothing really happens. They just blast off again. And some people are complaining about the new characters now. Misty and Brock aren't in it, but they're pretty much good characters with good backstories. And Misty and Brock didn't really have backstory because they're just gym leaders. In the movie, they skip the first two gyms, which is Brock and Misty, and I guess it's for this reason. I don't really know, but the characters are kind of good, but I don't know, they are kind of good, but sometimes they can be actually pretty good. And they did add Gen 7 Pokemon and Pokemon from the other gens. And the main villain, well, I guess I'm not going to spoil that for now, but from Gen 7, okay? They're from Gen 7, and they don't really need to be, but they're in there, I guess. Okay, so back about the pacing, it gets annoying. Not too annoying that it's a bad movie, because this is a great movie. And the battles in this movie are freaking amazing. The animation is so good. But you didn't even get to see Ash fight Ho-Oh because at the end, because when he finally does get to, it's the end of the movie, and that really bummed me out because I did want to see the battle since the animation was so good. But it's a great movie. The new Pokemon movie was actually pretty good, and I even got an exclusive Pikachu card plus a QR code, so whenever Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon comes out, I can get a cool Pikachu with Ash's hat, which I'll probably put in my main team for starting Pokemon. But let's talk about the movie. And like I said in the title, there will be no spoilers. This is just a mini review, something I'm doing in my free time. Alright, so it's just a retelling of the first season of Pokemon. But at that, it's still different. Ash still goes on his journey, but we have new characters. Misty and Brock are not in it. It even skips the first two gyms with a time lapse. But it's just Ash's journey to get to the top of a mountain and try to get to Ho-Oh. It's pretty much Ho-Oh drops the rainbow feather, and he has to go on a journey to try to find it. And that's pretty much just the main story. I thought I was kind of going to be bummed out since any of the other characters like Misty and Brock aren't going to be in it. But still, I did like the new characters. And Team Rocket wasn't really in it at all. They were in there for a couple periods, but they didn't even meet up with Ash. They were just there. Which, I guess you can't even have a Pokemon movie without Team Rocket. But still, I kind of miss them, and I wish they were in the movie more. But they still have little time limits to make a movie, and I guess it was pretty good for the most part. I mean, the animation was actually pretty smooth and pretty great. It was a good movie in the fact, and if you're a Pokemon fan, if you ever do get to see it, you should watch it. And if you're not a Pokemon fan, then I don't really know what it would really bring to the table for you. You probably won't really get it, and you probably won't be really familiar with the characters. But if you do want to start watching the Pokemon anime, collecting cards, or just playing the games, then I guess you could watch this movie if you want. It's nothing that special, but it's still something you can watch in your free time, and you'll be happy with it to the end. So, I don't really know what I would rate this movie, but it's still a pretty great movie. And I kind of hate that you have to open the card pack to get the QR code for the Ash's Pikachu. This is just something I'm kind of complaining about, but since I have two of them, I'll leave one of them sealed and probably open one to get the QR code. But I kind of don't want to open them and want to keep them sealed. But all in all, the Pokemon movie was great, and go see it, okay? There's like a bunch of theories and crap, but it's just a great Pokemon movie, and Pokemon will always be great, and I don't care what you say about it. It will always be one of my favorite games, and something that generations to come will grow up with. So, why don't you tell me what's your favorite Pokemon game down in the comments, and maybe subscribe, and click the bell so you can start watching more of my reviews and animations and other crap. See ya!